This is Josh, and this is going to be my Dragon-maid deck profile. There are going to be some things changing out very soon, so take it with a grain of salt if you like. So we're going to start off with the main deck monsters and whatnot. We start off with 3 chamber Dragon-maids. Definitely, probably the best Dragon-maid card. If it's normal or special summon, you get to search for a Dragon-maid spell or trap. It's just really good. Also should mention that all the Dragon-maids at the start of the battle phase have a tag out effect to go into the bigger Dragon-maid, which is really cool. And then next we play 3 Parlor. This is the next best to chamber. There's a Foolish Burial for any Dragon-maid card, and again, it has the tag out effect. I should have mentioned Chamber can go into any of the bigger Dragon-maids. Parlor can only go into a level 8 Dragon-maid, and then we also play one of the big ones for the attribute, which is Lorpar. Lorpar, basically what it does is you can discard it to target a face-up card on the face-up monster on the field, and players can't activate the effects of that target's effect this turn. So it's actually a pretty good like a negate bait kind of thing, because if you target something like I don't know, like a Borreload or something like a Boral Savage, and you use this on it, they have to negate it, otherwise, you know, they just can't use their Savage. And then the next one is Kitchen. It's, not the best, but it's still one of the starters. You get to add a Dragon-maid monster from your deck to your hand, and then you have to send a Dragon-maid monster from your hand to the graveyard. And then we also play the 1 Tin Keg for the attribute. This is Tin Keg is kind of like an Honest. You can quick effect discard it at any point in time to give a Dragon-maid an extra 2,000 attack. And then we play the 1 Nurse with the Earnest for the attribute. Nurse is a monster reborn, and this one tags out into the level 7. So the level 3s tag out into the level 8s, the 7 tags out, or the level 2 tags out into level 7. And then what Earnest does, this allows you to play turn 0 basically. So if you're going second, this allows you to quick effect discard this to special summon a Dragon-maid level 4 or lower Dragon-maid monster from your hand. That was just one of those things that lets you play turn 0. And then all the bigger Dragon-maids at the end of the battle phase, they can tag themselves back out into their smaller counterparts. And then that's it for the Dragon-maid monsters. And then we go into the hand traps. 3 Ash Blossoms, 3 Veilers. I have 3 DD Crows for right now, which will be coming out. And then I have 2 Phantasmes. I'm going to be playing 3. I just don't have my 3rd one yet. And that's it for like the hand traps and stuff like that. And then into the spells and traps. I have 3 Hospitalities. Hospitality is a non-target special summon of a Dragon-maid. Any level, doesn't matter. And then so you summon one, let's say you summon a Parlor, and then Hospitality will send a Lorpar from deck to grave, as long as it's the same attribute but a different level. And vice versa, you could summon a Lorpar and send Parlor to the grave. That's basically what it does. It's one of the best extenders in the deck. And then we play 2 changeovers. A lot of people play 1. It's debatable if you want to play 1 or 2, but this fusion summons any dragon monster, not just the Dragon-maid fusions. It also has a recursion effect If it's in the graveyard, you can bounce a Dragon-maid monster on the field. Like if we have a kitchen and this is in the graveyard, you can return both the kitchen and the changeover back to hand. That's why a lot of people only play one, is because of that recursion effect. But I like to play two because if one of them gets banished or you get locked out of it somehow, it's just really hard. You can't get into your fusions anymore, and that makes up a pretty good portion of your extra deck. But yeah, these are just really good. And the recursion effect is only once per turn, but you can use this card as many times as you want to fusion as many times as you want. And then we play one Dragon-maid Welcome, one downtime. Welcome, all monsters you control. It's all monsters, just not just Dragon-maids. All monsters you control gain 100 attack and defense for each Dragon-maid monster you control. And then if you have two Dragon-maid monsters on your field, you can target any Dragon-maid card in your graveyard and add it back to your hand. So if you have like a changeover or something like that, and you have two Dragon-maids, instead of bouncing to use the effect, using the effect and burning it sooner rather than later, you can just add this back to your hand with Welcome's effect if you have two Dragon-maid monsters on in your hand. So you could potentially fusion summon up to like 3 times in one turn with one changeover. And then it also has another effect. If this card is sent to your graveyard, your opponent cannot target Dragon-maid monsters you control with card effects. So something I like to do is I like to summon Parlor on my opponent's turn through the fusion Dragon-maids. You can special summon this, and then you can send a Dragon-maid Welcome from your deck to graveyard, and then they just can't target your Dragon-maids for the rest of the turn. And it's not ones you currently control, it's just any Dragon-maid that happens to be on your field that turn. So I kind of like it for the protection effect. And then the one downtime, you can target a Dragon-maid monster you control, then activate one of these effects. You can return it to the hand, and if you do, you add a Dragon-maid card from your deck to your hand, except itself. And then its other effect is you can return that Dragon-maid monster to the hand, and if you do, return a spell or trap your opponent controls to the hand. So when you return the spell or trap your opponent has to the hand, it is non-targeting. So they can't really chain to the one that you end up selecting. They'd have to chain on activation of the effect. So that's kind of cool. And this also has some really nice synergy with House Dragon-maid, which we can go over later. And then I only have one tiding. I would absolutely play 3 if I had it. You can target one dragon monster you control. It's any dragon. And one card your opponent controls or is in their graveyard, and return it to the hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard to special summon one Dragon-maid monster from your hand or grave in defense position, and that is non-targeting as well. So if you activate it and they try and DD Crow something, they can DD Crow that monster, but you can still special something else. And then, but then you have to return it to the hand during the end phase. And then you can only use one effect of tiding per turn. So like you use it on your opponent's turn to bounce something, and then your turn it's another monster reborn. It's a really good extender. And then that's it for the Dragon-maid's spells and traps. And then for the non-Dragon-maid stuff, okay, so I have 3 World Legacy Guard Dragons for obvious reasons. It's just such a good card for any dragon deck. It also helps with doing the combo and everything like that. Just moving Pisty and LP and stuff around if you need to, just to get the two arrows. And then I have one Called by the Grave, that'll probably be coming out. And then one Monster Reborn. Not sure about this one, if it's coming out or not. And then I only play 3 traps that are in Dragon-maid, and that's Ice Dragon's Prisons, because this card is super good. And then that's it for the main deck. And then for the extra deck, we have 2 Dragon-maid Yugiohs, or Xiaos, whichever you want to say. Basically, it takes a Dragon-maid monster and a level 5 or higher dragon monster. It has really good synergy with like stuff like Phantasme. Even if you can't use Phantasme because your opponent's not playing Lynx, you can still use Phantasme to get into Xiao. But during each standby phase, it's yours and your opponent's. You can special summon a level 9 or lower Dragon-maid monster from your graveyard. That includes House, which is pretty cool. But basically what this card is, it's also an Omni-negate. When your opponent activates a card or effect, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. And then after that, this card goes back to the extra deck, and you get tags out into House. And so it's pretty interesting in that fact how it tags out into another fusion monster. And then to go with Shio, whatever, I play 2 House Dragon-maids. It's debatable. Some people play 1, some people play 2. I prefer 2. This just takes 1 Dragon-maid monster and any dragon monster. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can target 1 other Dragon-maid monster you control and special summon a Dragon-maid monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position when whose level is 1 level higher or 1 level lower than it. So basically, some interesting interaction that you can do is you activate Shio during the standby phase. Let's say you bring back a Parlor and you activate the effect and they try and say do Ash or something like that on it. You can actually negate that with House or Shio and bring out House. Parlor gets the effect, and since it's still the standby phase, you can activate the House that you just brought out to bring out something like Chamber Dragon-maid or Nurse Dragon-maid or one of those 2, just to keep playing for extra pluses, basically. So it has really good synergy with that during the standby phase. It's a really nice interaction. And then also, whenever a Dragon-maid, whenever another face-up dragon monster or monsters you control returns to the hand, except during the damage step, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls and destroy it. That's why it works really good with downtime and tiding, because you're bouncing those back for the effects, and then you just get a pop a monster your opponent controls. So really good synergy with right there with that. And then for the non-Dragon-maid stuff, this is all for combo and whatnot. To start out with, we have Almirage. It's just a great card, great combo starter, and great arrow. And then we play the Pisty and the Alpi, because it's Dragon combo. And then we do play a we play a Crossroads Dragon. Mainly it's just because of the arrows. We don't have any way to use the effect. It's just for the arrow. And then we also play Heretic Seal. One of the most common end boards is Heretic Seal plus a Shio. So basically what you're ending on is you're ending on a Heretic Seal plus a Shio, so you have an Omni Negate, and then you have a bounce that goes +3. You get rid of one of your opponent's cards, you special summon out Nurse from your deck, Nurse specials out 1 from graveyard, and then that one you special out can add a card or send a card. All sorts of shenanigans. It's such a good card for this deck. It's goes +3, or you can even use Heretic Seal to bounce back your own World Legacy Guard Dragon, just to use it next turn, and then you just go +4 off of it. It's such a crazy card, especially for this deck. And then we also play One Star Yugioh. Boral Sword is just such a crazy OTK enabler. And then I have one Striker Dragon in here for right now that will come up next time I do a profile on this, because right now I don't have any use for this card, but later I will, because I got stuff coming in to change this up pretty dramatically. And then these two are just basically placeholders until I get other stuff. One Appaloosa, because you can make this, and then one Avermax, because again, you can make this. And then, yeah, that's pretty much the deck right there. That's all I got.